have been stuck on the 8th floor for months now. If you have been following my video A Journey to Fighting Game, you know our current goal, reaching the 10th floor. This time I have just 3 days to make it, or this entire journey ends here. In my last video I mentioned the need to take it slow and approach the game more strategically. But there is a saying, if it doesn't work for days, it won't work for months. And if it doesn't work for months, it won't work for years. That's why, over the past 3 days I have been streaming my relentless attempt to conquer the 10th floor. With everything we have been through, it is possible, right? Here is how it all went down. First challenger of the day was Potemkin, a truly annoying opponent if you ask me. His command grab is devastating, not just in terms of damage but also in how it shakes your very soul. He has long reach with his normal, but moves slowly, so if I stay focused I can punish him effectively. My plan was simple. Once I found an opening, I had overwhelmed him with attacks and mixed in some grabs. And honestly, there is nothing more satisfying than grabbing a grappler, right? The match was going well and my strategy seemed to be working. Then something hilarious happened. My young nephew walked into the room and said, "Uncle, I know this guy. He's the one who sent you flying and slammed you back to the ground." Just as he said that, Potemkin grabbed me. My nephew burst out laughing and he said, "See, I told you, uncle, he can grab you." As if getting hit by that move wasn't enough. Now a kid was laughing at me too. But it was funny, so who cared? The matches against Potemkin went great. I won them all. A fantastic start. Next up was Johnny. I am still not very confident in this matchup. Johnny is tricky. His missed final cover a lot of ground instantly, and he can use it multiple times. It can counter my Standipa, the move I usually rely to skip neutral, and it works as an anti-air or low attack too. Plus his ultimate counter my fireballs. My goal was to survive while collecting as much information as possible. The matches were close, but unfortunately I lost the first one, and then my connection stopped in the middle of the second match. I hope I don't get D-rank. On to the next match. It's Johnny again. From the previous matches I noticed he likes to jump a lot, so I started using some air-to-air tactics to counter his approach, and it worked. Next up was Joko. I have played against her before, but still haven't found a solid counterplay. Her 2D move is so powerful, and a lot of Joko players rely on it, so blocking low is always a good idea. Her minions are key to her victory. If she throws too many, my chance of winning diminished. I focused on hitting the minions to remove them from the equation, and mixing hits with throws same as before. I have been trying to play more reactively lately and noticed this Joko player like using his reversal ultimate, so I tried baiting it, and succeeded. At this point, I wasn't sure about my next move, but I considered using my ult as a reversal too. He has been very aggressive. I had the tension gauge full from the positive bonus, but missing the motion for the ult really got to me and made me losing control of my nerve, lead me to do the ult in the worst way possible. Luckily, I was still alive, so I seized the chance. That was a close one, but I made it to the 9th floor because of that win. It took me 3-5 minutes to reach the 9th floor. Maybe the 10th floor isn't that far after all. But it's not like I have never reached the 9th floor before. The real challenge starts once I begin fighting on it. Before we head to the next match, try to guess what happens. You have 10 seconds, got it? It's an ultimate to counter an ultimate. As Shadow Sama once said, to win against a nuke you have to become one. Anyway, let's move on to the next match. We are on the 9th floor now, so I hope the next challenger is someone familiar. I don't want to drop back down so quickly. And it's Millia. To make it even worse, in this match, I have no choice but to either be a bridge for her to the 10th floor, or a giant wall stopping her ascent. The match started and she took the first round quickly, but I wasn't going to lose without a fight. I started challenging her more in the air to stop her from moving freely, and it was the right call. I won that round. Now for the final round. Unfortunately, I wasn't even close. Her circle set up were hard to counter, and I turned out to be not a bridge, but just a small step for her climb. It became clear when I lost all of the rest of the matches. If I lose the next match, I will drop back to the 8th floor. The next match was against Slay. If he win, he move up. If I lose, I drop down. I can't lose this. I need to focus. The first round went incredibly well. My spamming tactics worked. Let's hope the second round goes even better. And it did. I managed to stay on this floor. Or at least for now. More importantly, it wasn't just an easy stepping stone for someone else. He requested a rematch and thankfully the same strategy worked again. I won. And the same went for the third match. I had an amazing first round, but for some unknown reason, I lost the match. I couldn't let this loss get to me. After practicing wake up DP on the training dummy to relax, the same player challenged me again. This time, the score was 1-2 in his favor. Yes, I'm losing, but this is the longest I have stayed on this floor. Maybe today is the day I finally reached the 10th floor. The next challenger was Mai, a character with tricky gravity that caused me 6 speed to whiff a lot. Not to mention her dolphin move, but I managed to win the first 2 matches, and she even ran from the third. From here on, I kept playing, winning some and losing others. I didn't know how many wins left until I reached the 10th floor. Until I faced Elphelt. My sensei had given me wisdom and knowledge to counter her, so this should have been a piece of cake, but I lost all of the 3 matches, which dropped me back to the 8th floor. The first match I faced on the 8th floor was another Elphelt, but her level was lower than the previous one. This should be fine, I can't fail sensei, he taught me everything, right? No way. But I lost all 3 matches again. All I have to say is this. I took a break, and when I come back, I will surely make it back. After the break, I faced Asuka, and dropped back to the 7th floor. My goals seemed farther and farther away. Then I faced another Elphelt, and I dropped back to the 6th floor. This was really starting to hurt, and anger was hitting hard. I tried to stop it, but doubt crept in. I felt like I had wasted sensei time. He was kind enough to stop by the stream and teach a stranger like me, but being the worthless person I always am, I couldn't thank him by winning. At that moment, I knew these emotions weren't truly how I saw myself. It was just me being weak to all these feelings. So I stopped caring about how I felt and just played. I didn't want to be stuck in the stupid loop. Let's keep playing. On this floor there were many players who were easy to win against because it's the first floor for many noobs, as someone in the chat pointed out. But this wasn't comforting. Not right now. Did this mean that after all this, I was still just a 6th floor player? I said don't let negative emotion get to me, but I couldn't help it. Then someone in the chat, a celestial player who played a lot of characters, suggested, let's have some matches, maybe you will learn something. Yes, this was exactly what I needed. Some real inspiration to get motivated. We start playing. He used Jack O and I lost 6-0. Then he switched to Soul and I lost 5-0. Then he switched to K, my main character, and I lost 5-0. Finally, he switched to Nago. This went much better. I won 5 matches and I lost 10. It was clear now that I wasn't using Key to his full potential. Then a special blue collar Key with more complex combo and strategies joined the room. He made it even clearer that I was making a lot of bad moves at the wrong times. After I got hit by his reversal, he baited my reversal and landed a sick combo. Wow, I wasn't even playing compared to him. He started giving me advice, like how my dash cancel into grab was bad because it was slow and could be grabbed instead of being tech. I lost 10-0. Then he switched it to Soul and I lost 6-0. I noticed that instead of finishing every combo, it's better to keep repeating the same move that lets you have your turn and only land the whole combo when you hit the first move. I got curious about how these two players would fare against each other. I watched some matches and it was amazing. I'm looking forward to playing like them. This is the motivation I needed. I won't go back to the tower today. I will just keep playing against anyone who joined my open room. And with that, the first day ended. A new day has begun and I jumped right into streaming. I start by fixing yesterday's mistake and playing some matches on the tower. Enter someone who should just some 1v1 matches. The first match was an easy win against Lane, 3-0 in my favor. Then I faced Nago and won 2-0. Playing on the 6th floor meant the matches weren't too challenging. Luckily this was enough to push me up to the 7th floor. I played against Faust and lost 1-0, but then I went up against Giovanna and won 2-0. Next I faced Potemkin and won 3-0. Then I played against Testament and won 2 matches, which was enough to get me back to the 8th floor. It turned out those matches against Celestial player yesterday were actually helpful, especially the strategy of keeping pressure with moves that are plus on block. I started playing on the 8th floor and the first encounter was against Sen, a character with a high-low mix-up whose moves feel like they are all plus. The matches started and they turned out to be a loss, 0-3 on his favor. Just when you feel like you are improving, a loss comes to humble you and remind you that you still have a long way to go. Then I faced Faust again. And no surprise, I lost 2-0, dropping back to the 7th floor. At this point, I was just waiting for someone good to play alongside against, and then a Kai main with more than double my level who had reached Celestial joined. Perfect, he said, I am in the 9th room on the open park. So I joined and we started playing. I wasn't sure how I had performed, After losing the first 5 matches, I knew it was going to be tough. He was using his DP more effectively, baiting mine and punishing my stand-up casually. I had to take a break, and then come back for more matches. Thankfully, he was still waiting for me. Thanks brother, you are a legend. The matches continue, and he kept destroying me. My DP was the worst ever. Every time I got hit by his DP, I got angry and felt the need to retaliate with mine, but he would just bait it, making it hurt even more. This is exactly why I have been trying not to act on impulse, but emotion often get the better of me, leading to random, ineffective moves. I had to start focusing more and not tilt so easily. Finally, I managed to take a match, and it felt great. Yes! But after that, I couldn't win anymore. I kept losing 8-2, 12-2, 17-2. He told me it's okay to lose, that he had lost 117 matches in a row before. And he is right. If I don't narrow my vision and look at it from broader perspective, this is the only way to get better, by playing against players better than me. We kept playing until the server started kicking us out, so he made a custom room and we continued. I lost 10-0, then I lost again and again. We played about 2 hours before I had something else to do. Another great player joined the room, playing Faust. He was Celestial too. I lost 10-0, but he taught me many great things. He said that the tornado move is extremely minus, so I can punish it or grab it. And he pointed out that I was using stand dipper poorly, because it's minus. He advised only using it if I had tension to cover the risk with a Roman cancel. He was right, that was a bad habit of mine. Now that I was alone again, I went back to the tower. I played against Abba, then against Bridget, more specifically Bocce the Fighting. Winning all 3 matches, it was looking good. Then I won against Slayer and got back to the 8th floor. I had a lot of matches then, winning some and losing others. I dropped back to the 7th floor, then made it back to the 8th. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the 9th floor today. With 1 hour left until the end of the stream, my Kai friend joined again. We spent the rest of the stream playing together. I kept losing, but I learned a lot. Using DP as wake up option is good, so I have to use it more often. I need to grab more without using the dash cancel, and use my charge fireball on knockdown more. I also need to bait the burst and use dust more as an overhead option. Thanks to him I learned all that, and the hour ended with a final score of 2-25, of course, in his favor. But in the end, this is all for the future. With that, the second day come to an end. To be honest, I'm super tired. Losing for 8 hours straight is really exhausting. My head is hurting, and I have lost all my energy. I never thought playing video games could be this demanding. I went to sleep right after. Since it's the last day of the 3 days, let's hope tomorrow will be better. A new day begins, and as soon as I wake up, I check on how my last video is performing. I come across a comment recommending a video titled neutral.mp4 that delve into the mental approach to fighting games. If this were the old me, I would have ignored it, dismissing it as just another philosophical take, irrelevant to the raw mechanic of the game. But as I have grown up, I have started to see the pattern in human behavior. We are not as random as we had liked to think. No matter the culture or language, we all share certain instinct. The way we scream in fear, cry in grief, or seek revenge. All of this is being put on us by design. Understanding this pattern is crucial. Experienced player has played a tons of matches against dozens of people. If you want to learn how humans are approaching fighting game, they are the one who will have the most information about that topic. On this video, he explained exactly this. I would like to explain it on detail, but I will never do a better job than him. So make sure to give the video a watch. What he took from this: if I notice that someone is blocking, trying to find an opponent, I have to grab him. And if he is attacking non-stop, I can act on reaction based on the option that he presents more. I will attack him while circling between those two options. With this newfound knowledge, I head back to the tower, starting on the 7th floor. Thanks to what I have learned, the first hour of the stream goes incredibly well. I make it to the 9th floor without a single fall. For the first time in a long time, I start to feel confident, like I'm actually getting somewhere. But then someone in the chat warned me, this is about time to climb the tower. Celestial player just received. I didn't know that reaching Celestial isn't permanent, that every month they have to fight their way back. I was advised to get to the 10th floor and see myself. When I got there, it was overwhelming. There are a lot of players on the highest floor. These players were on another level. Most of them are above 1000 level. It was daunting. This can stop my climb for real. But my goal was clear. I needed to reach that 10th floor. So I have to do it. Ignoring everything else, I focus on playing, surviving on the 9th floor for over 30 minutes. When I dropped back, I fought my way back quickly, bouncing between the 8th and the 9th floor. I was close, so close. In the last hour of the stream, the pressure mounted. This was the last day. I had to make it, but fatigue set in, and with only minutes left, I fell back to the 8th floor. I couldn't end the day like that. If I ended the stream on the 8th floor, today would feel meaningless, so I pushed one last time, making it back to the 9th floor. With that, The journey ended. I had to face the truth. I'm just a 9th floor player at best, but that's okay. I should be satisfied with this. See you next time. Make sure to hit the sub and the like button. And after I ended the stream, it was already night, and I sat down to work on a recap of the last few days. Something didn't feel right. Exhaustion weighed on me. Yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. Who is this really it? Was I really going to stop here? Why do I always stop halfway through everything I have worked on? I turned off my PC intending to stay, but I couldn't. Thought of today's losses churned in my mind, along with idea on how to improve. But what is the point? The 3 days are over. Shouldn't I move on? Find a real job, try something new. Maybe fighting games aren't for me, but deep down, I know I love fighting games. And I guess some people actually enjoy watching my video. I remember the supportive comment, a viewer who joined my stream to teach me, am I really going to quit here? As this thought raced through my mind, sleep evaded me, my head hurt, my heart was on fire. I can't stop it. I won't let myself get stuck on this loop again. It is already 5 AM. I decided to go for a run. The streets were empty. The perfect time to scream out my frustration and shed that negative emotion. After running like a madman for a few minutes, I returned home, took a shower, and sat down to play again. This journey isn't over. Not yet. It is Friday, and I only have half a day to reach the 10th floor. I won't lie, I'm nervous. My confidence is at rock bottom, but I kept going, because I refuse to let another goal slip through my fingers. The problem today, I woke up so early that the tower was actually deserted. No one was there. After waiting around for about 10 minutes, I decided to head to the open park, hoping to find some new players. Thankfully, I found a few. To warm up, I picked up a matchup I wasn't familiar with, hoping to learn while playing. It went incredibly well. I won 10 matches straight, but then the stress started creeping in. I couldn't shake the thought of what was to come, and I stopped playing. This has always been my issue. I can't focus on anything important at the final moments. It's like high school when I couldn't focus on studying the last hour before the exam. But I have never felt like this since high school. Maybe it's because I stopped challenging myself years ago, using age as an excuse to stay stagnant at my safe imaginable zone, which has led to me being unskilled in so many things. With no players around, the emptiness started to gnaw at me. I needed to distract myself and find a way to pass the time, so I just started fishing for some art. And I began browsing through the concept art. There is something deeply satisfying about seeing idea transform into reality. How much work goes into bringing a vision to life. It's truly inspiring. After an hour of this, a challenger finally appeared, Johnny. My heart raced as I started dropping combo and making poor decisions. I lost the first match. I took a deep breath trying to regain focus, but the nerves were relentless. I lost the first round of the second match. The second round went much better. I won it. The final round was nail baiting, and I barely scraped by. Here how it went. It was obvious. I was incredibly nervous, and just like that, I fell back to the 8th floor. But it's okay. It's only been an hour. Relax. I have been here before. I'll be fine. And I will make it back. Waiting for the next match felt like an eternity, and the anxiety started building up. Then another challenger came, Elphelt, my old nemesis. She was the reason I dropped all the way to the 6th floor before, but this time her level was only 29 and she was a 7th floor player. If my theory was right, she was still new to the game and hadn't found any matches because it was so early. I hope to make it back to the 9th floor quickly. The first match went perfectly. I controlled the game from every angle. Confidence surged within me, something I'm not used to feeling. I start counting the wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just like that, I was back on the 9th floor. I had no idea how many more wins I had needed to reach the 10th floor. I purposely avoided knowing, not wanting to add any extra pressure. I had never won 5 matches in a row before. It might be a good thing to know. I have to win 5 matches, that's all. I'm back at the 9th floor. More players started showing up. My first opponent was a level 117 Slayer. His damage was insane. After a close match, I lost. The nerves hit me hard. I didn't want to drop back again. And with only an hour left, I knew I had to make a choice. A wise choice would have been to avoid a rematch, but I can't run from a fight. Fortunately, he chose not to rematch either. Maybe he was nervous too. Sometimes it's all about perspective. Next up was another Slayer, but at a much lower level. I didn't have the luxury of being picky. I was running out of time. The first round went well. I landed my anti-air, my wake-up super, but I couldn't shake the stress. My hands were sweating and they kept dropping combo. I lost the second round. Then the match. Now I was halfway to falling back down again. I couldn't afford to lose the next match. Without thinking, I rematched. Thinking I just had to play. I won the first round, but in the second I made so many mistakes when it should have been my win in a lot of interaction. The fear was paralyzing, leading to a more dropped combo. Losing like that hurt so much. After staring at the sky for a moment, I took a deep breath and refocused. I had to concentrate on the next round. The round started and I managed to hit the no dash cancel grab my K friend taught me. Things were looking good until I dropped the combo of the game. Then this happened. Yo, I got a win, which will grant me staying on this floor for much longer. Thank God I did not tilt after that drop. Then the third match started, and it went super well. Everything was on my favor. I am doing what I want to do, and the 3 days from before have been a good lesson. Everything was going fine, until we were close to the end of the match. I check him with my down slash. With the tension I have, it was supposed to be a checkmate. It was my win, but I dropped the combo again. This wasn't normal. Why was I getting so nervous? I hadn't felt anything like this in a long time. Maybe this is the after effect of my policy of always saying no. I have owned being a loser and accepted it. When you are already a loser, there is nothing to lose. But now, I was seeing progress, and I had a genuine goal I wanted to achieve. Losing had become terrifying. Is it hope, pride, ego? I don't know. But this stress was ruining my game. My mind was clouded, and I wasn't fully present. I was playing on autopilot until I lost the match entirely. Mental control. It's incredible how much it can change your life. Just the way you think and perceive what happened to you can be crucial to your future. I took another deep breath. Look at the bright side. I was still on the 9th floor. The same Slayer challenged me again and I accepted out of anger, desperate for revenge, without planning or self-control. I lost. I rematched, but this time, I played like my usual self. I won the first round, come close to winning the second, but lost the match. It was okay. I was beginning to understand his game. He liked his wake up super and he didn't realize that after I grabbed him, I had enough time to use my sharp stun edge and recover before his ultimate hit. I planned to use that against him, but I wasn't in range for the grab, so he countered, and the round was over. He won. I played more reactively in the second round, and I almost won, but wasted my burst, nearly losing the round. If I hadn't been so greedy with his ultimate, it would have been game over for me. Now the final round. It was back and forth until suddenly the match stopped. Server disconnect. Fear gripped me. What if this counted as his win? Would I still be in the 9th floor? When I saw the 9F on the screen, relief washed over me. I was still on the game. Only 40 minutes left. I start pacing around the room, trying to clear my head and formulate a new mental state and strategy, basically to punish my nerve. The next challenger was Viking. I didn't have any hard feeling about this matchup, but she was at a match point. Not a good sign if you ask me. Still, I wasn't facing a demotion, so I hoped for the best. The first round went well. My anti-airs were on the point, and my throw attack game was strong. I won. The second round also went smoothly. I learned that after her tatami gaishi move, I could strike using low slash. With that knowledge, the next match started, and I won. I even won the match after it. I started feeling like I could really reach the 10th floor, and this Baiken might just be the key. 2 matches left. I only needed to win 2 more, but I can't rematch Baiken more than 3 times in a row, and there were only 4 players on the 9th floor. The odds of facing her again were high, and sure enough, it was her. But before we started, doubt crept in. I had already played 3 matches. What if she figured out my strategy? What if I lost the next 3 matches? What if she started presenting more bacon tech that I had no idea how to counter? I knew I had the lead, and I needed to stay positive. But this is how I have always been. I don't trust myself at all. The matches were incredibly close, but because I had already lost the mental game before it even started, I lost the first 2 matches. Somehow though, I managed to study the ship and win the last match. People were constantly coming and going from the 9th floor. There were 7 of us now, and my next challenger was Elphelt, not her again. I won the first match, but I lost the second. I wasn't ready to gamble anymore, so I backed out of the third match. I checked my input history and realized my 6p wasn't coming out because I wasn't even hitting forward. That's how nervous I was. When I returned to the 9th floor, there was no one left but Baikan. Everyone else had either reached the 10th floor or dropped back to the 8th. It was just the two of us now. One would rise and the other would fall. I knew I could do it. I had beaten her before. This time, I kept it together, winning the first two matches. The third match was going well too. I won the first round, but she wasn't giving up. She fought back hard. And I knew this was my last chance. I had 2 tension meters, so a wake up super was a safe option. I knew she had pushed after getting the wall break. She had done it in every match. I used my ultimate and she backdashed. It hit, but this wasn't enough to kill. I had to Roman cancel the ultimate to land a bigger combo and deal more damage. In that moment, I remembered when I was first learning combo. I had avoided doing this because the ultimate has so many hits, making the timing for the red Roman cancel unclear. But I had to get the red one. I had to do it. And I did. After the red Roman castle, I had no idea how to finish the combo. The adrenaline was bumping, and I pressed the most random input that came to mind. And yes, it was just enough. Let's go! What? A rating update? I did it. I reached the 10th floor. I thought I had to win 5 matches in a row. What just happened? But I don't care. I did it. I am moving up. Sorry, Baikan. The last day I was streaming without a mic because it was early and it was Friday, so my family was still asleep. I didn't want to wake them up with my excitement, but I couldn't help it. I started jumping around in happiness. Yes, I did it. I haven't felt like this in ages. I don't even remember the last time I felt this accomplishment. The first thing I said on stream was,
"Yes, let's go. You did it finally. Thank you, Baikan. You played well, but I won. Let's go."
Before ending the stream, I went to the 10th floor just to take a look, as someone who belongs there. But I couldn't bring myself to start any more matches. I was exhausted and shaken from happiness. Thanks everyone, we did it. Thanks to all of you who joined the stream, who watched my YouTube video, and who came here to play with me. And thanks to everyone who taught me anything. Without you this might have been much harder, or rather impossible. See you next time. Celestial, we are coming. It's editing time. After I get some rest, peace. If you want to see the whole 24-hour journey, the link will be below. And watch this video too. See you next time.